Richard. Special background player Steve-O. And special guest Bruno. And now your host, McCray.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to On
my
the Block.
God.
Welcome to On
That
the
was
Block.
so funny.
well,
That was good.
we screwed up the intro. We had a little bit of a dry run. But
Oh
Cameron,
my God.
Cameron, how's it going? What's up?
Going great, man. Dude, you said you had something special. I did not expect anything like that. Like, I had to mute myself, and I was cracking up over here. Like, I can't contain myself.
Thank
It
you.
was so funny.
More importantly, we have special guest Bruno. How's it going, my friend?
What's up, buddy? What's up? Thanks for having me.
Excellent.
Bruno!
Of course. Fucking
Boys.
hype. Yeah, so I had that idea. Every time I hear like a song with saxophone and like trumpets and shit, like I just start doing that voice and it makes me laugh. So I was like, oh, it'd be funny if we started off the show doing that. Yeah, a little bit of Saturday Night Live action.
No warning at all. It was just like, hey, I got something a little strange.
Well, my original plan, the reason why, like, we had a little bit of technical difficulties because we could all hear each other. The reason you guys could hear each other is because I set it up so that you guys could actually hear that intro. So, like, you guys would have been able to hear the song behind it. And then also on top of that leads me into, I've actually set up donations and I've set up the bits system and I've set up the subscriber system. So now we'll get a little, like, notification on the stream when we get stuff like that. Yeah, it'll come up in the stream. I was gonna set it up so we could all hear it at the same time, but now if I start chiming in with some bullshit, it's because I'm talking about something that, yeah, whatever.
That's fine.
Yep. What's new? What's going on, Cameron?
Nothing. Hey, Bruno, how are you liking the season so far? Like, we haven't talked about it. I know that you have a weekly thing that you post on YouTube, I believe.
Yeah, I've been doing a lot of weekly recaps on YouTube. I'm actually really liking getting into this stuff, man. It's pretty neat. It's nothing I've done before. I've done a lot of podcasts like this, but just do my own little recap, just keeping it kind of short and stuff. I'm loving it. Yeah, I'm doing that. And yeah, the recaps and stuff is fun. The season, it's a little different, you know. There's good moments, bad moments, but yeah, it's a little different than what I'm used to watching for sure. I think the cast dynamics are kind of different than normal, but we'll see what happens in the next couple of weeks.
Do you have any favorites at this point going forward? And, like, also, do you have any people that you're kind of actively rooting against at this point?
Yeah, rooting against, I wouldn't say really rooting against anybody, but rooting for, you know, it's funny because, you know, all these weeks and stuff, I've been seeing Ryan play, and I'm just like, you know, the guy's kind of whatever. He's kind of weird the way he talks and all that stuff. But you know what? Listen, I know what it's like to play in there, man, and to have nobody would suck. And it's almost working on me now where you see this underdog story, and I'm like, you know what, man? Out of everything that's going on, this guy's gone through the most. He's nominated 4 weeks in a row. He's got nobody in there. Literally nobody likes the guy. You know what, man? I got to cheer for him. So you know what? I'm on that train now, man. I just choo-choo. Let's go. I'm on that Ryan train, man. So yeah.
Oh my God, you're on the Ryan train. I can't
I'm
believe
jumping
it.
aboard, man. I'm jumping
hell yeah.
aboard.
It's less of a train and it's actually more like a god damn it, a dinosaur. I can't get the dinosaur to work anymore. I just got the balloons.
There's some
All right.
Ryan gifts going on.
Yep. Yeah, I've got all sorts of little animated things that happen, but we can only get the balloons, so it's more like a balloon, a floaty thing, whatever. Fuck off.
I can't believe you're on the Ryan train. I can't believe it,
It's
man.
real. The Ryan train is real.
I'll tell you something though. Like that's up until maybe recently, maybe the last couple episodes. Before that, man, it was just I was not anti Ryan, but I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. But you know what? The Alejandra thing's all right. The Dela thing, whatever. Johnny, I guess, is kind of he's the only one playing the game. The way I see it now, Johnny's the one playing the game right now, and he deserves it. If anybody there right now, he deserves it. If he can survive the week, we'll see. But he really, really deserves that of anybody that's there.
So are you, like, indifferent about, like, Will and Paris then? Is that because it seems like you've not said everybody besides them?
Yeah, Will, I mean, I like on a personal level, he's the kind of guy I know I'd get along with really well. I don't know because I haven't been watching the feeds. So I'm going by what's on the edited show.
Also us, we're on the same page. All of us are
what you see on the show, I mean, you know, they're not really giving me much to cheer about. Paris, you know what? I like Paris. I felt in the earlier stages in the game, I liked her more. I think she's kind of fallen off for me. Just I'm talking game wise, but yeah, she's falling off a little bit for me. And I feel like the people that I was actively not rooting for, I'm finding myself kind of rooting for them now, and the people that I kind of liked at the beginning are kind of falling behind for me, like the Paris. Maddie is from my hometown. She's from Ottawa, so she has my support. But the problem is she's making it hard for me. She's not really giving me much to kind of cheer for her, but I'm supporting her.
Are
man.
you telling me that her tears aren't gaining empathy with Bruno? Is that what you're telling me? Because it seems to be gaining empathy and like.
I tell you, man, and here you guys know how it works, man. Big Brother's one of those things where after the fact you do the diary rooms, so she could be crying, and then it's after the fact she says, "Oh, I cried on purpose. I did this on purpose." Yeah. No, you didn't. And people that have played get it. They understand that part of it where. The things in the diary room already happened that they're talking about, so it's like that she can say what she wants after the fact. But anyway,
she can retcon it, as it were. She can pretty much just be like, "Oh yeah, like I was crying for a reason," and
yeah, for sure.
I think it's partially she's bullshitting, of course, but I think there is some I absolutely think if someone can turn the tears on like that, if someone cries all the time, that's who they are, and I guarantee you, there's probably not much in that switch between fake tears and real tears, because I'm guessing that at some point in their life real tears worked and they realized really quickly, like Pavlov's dog, it's conditioning, real tears will get me somewhere. So I mean, you're right 100%. I guarantee you there's some revisionist history, but at the same time it's I mean, give her a little bit of credit for working a legitimate strategy, in my opinion.
I think she at one time used the tears to work, but she very quickly it was when she was talking to Ryan. Yeah, she was she came in crying and then was all serious talk, and it was you can obviously tell when she is crying for strategy and when she's crying for her emotions. And it's not that it's a bad thing. If it's working for you, it's great.
No, for sure, absolutely. You got to do what you got to do in that game to get you to the next spot. Absolutely, and if it works, it works. But it's just for me, it's the diary room sessions afterwards. Oh, I'm doing this on purpose.
Yeah, I hate that.
That's the part.
Yeah.
But no, if it works, it works. I mean, listen, people can complain about anybody's game. What you want to do is get to the end and win. Whatever it takes, you do. So if it's working for her this far, hey, it's working for her this far, for sure.
I love it. You were talking about Johnny a little bit. I mean, we're obviously going to talk about him more at the end, but I mean, what are you liking about him?
Well, you know what? Here's the thing. There's things I like and there's things I don't like. I don't know how his edit's going, if he's getting more credit than he deserves, if he's not getting enough credit. I don't know how it works. I'm just going by what I see. The one thing I really don't like about him is every single episode you hear him talk about how he just wants to do something. Oh, I want to come out of my shell. I want to use the veto. I want to do this. Man, you're in week, 7 now, and you're talking about how you want to do this and that. Play the game. Do what you want to do. If you want to do it, do it. And, or else you're just going to be like where he's at now, where it's just his time to go, and he's going to go. So I just don't like how he's like, oh, I want to be this butterfly that comes out, or I'm gonna shed my skin. Just do it, man. Don't tell us, just do it. Talk is cheap, words speak, right? So that's the thing I don't like about him. What I did like about him, I liked how they're I don't know, I guess he was kind of playing the game. It's easy for me to say because I felt there wasn't a lot of people playing the game at a certain point, and he was one of the few, and that's why I kind of liked him. I just feel like he was playing the game more than a lot of people, and I'll give him credit for that.
I like it. Yeah, he's definitely come on, he's made myself laugh.
He won 3 vetoes and decided not to use them ever. Every time in the DR he's saying that that's what he wants to do, but he doesn't think it's good for his long-term game. I could understand it last week because it was if he nominates or if he uses it, then Erica's going up. But I don't know. You gotta pull the trigger at least once.
100%.
He seems like a man conflicted, where it's just he wants to be a big dog, but he also wants to lay low. He wants this, but he also wants that. Where it's just yeah, you're gonna have to go pick a path and just stick with it.
It's like he wants the best of both worlds. He's not gonna get it. And that's the thing. When you win a veto, you actually gain so much power, because if you save someone in that house, especially someone that's supposed to go home, you gain their trust and their loyalty. And he's had that option, like you say, 3 times, and he's failed to pull the trigger. And it's oh, I want to do it. I want to do it. I want to do it. And I just listen. then do it. If you really want to do it, do it. And that's the problem. That's the problem I have with Johnny is it's all talk, and I haven't seen any action yet.
Should we just start kind of getting into this episode? I mean, Cameron?
Yeah.
Where do you want to start in this motherfucker?
So first off, I've got to say the Canadians are so nice in this, in like Big Brother. They're like, oh, I understand. Like immediately, I feel like every time in America when we nominate somebody, we get pissed off at one another. But like he's like, oh, I got a great plan. Throw the veto to me. Like I thought it was just funny that he was just like, being like cordial, but like still was like, I want to take you out kind of thing. So that was kind of good. Bruno, I just don't understand. Do you like the intros for BB Can? Like the fact that they keep like rotating the screen every once in a while, or do you not care at all?
What do you mean? I don't even know what you're talking about.
Like, all right, so when we would say like on last week's episode, it would like show the person like talking, and then it would be like rotating. I don't know. I hate this. It's like something that's like gets under my skin like immediately.
Do you like? Do you?
You know, it's funny.
Go on.
I'll tell you something, because I actually start watching it usually like 10 minutes late, and I just fast forward to all that stuff, so I don't even notice it, to be honest.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's why you're like, I don't know.
Okay. Yeah. Do you hate the camera movement, or do you hate that they just do it? Okay, because like it's notoriously used on Batman in the '66 old school version, where it's like the villains would and the villains would always be showed like off kilter. When you want to show like someone that's a villain or someone that's bad, you like take the frame and then you change it. It's called can't if you're a film loser. When you take the camera and you move it like that, it's called can't. Production, baby.
Never heard of it.
But yeah, no, I don't know why that bothers you so much, but I think it's funny. I like that it bothers you. It can't work. I'm gonna take your camera and do that.
Dude.
Oh, you broke up.
You constantly keep having me rotate.
Yeah,
like
I'll just have a button that I can press, and it'll just be like. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So all right, so let's just jump into the veto. Like, did you like the veto comp or not, or the whole setup of it?
See, I like the whole.
They had
I love the medieval stuff. I love that stuff, man. I love the actual comp. I thought it was cool. I do find there was a bit of a disadvantage if you got to play first, because you had to beat, say, 4 or 5 people, whatever it was, to get to the end to win. I mean, I guess there's pros and cons. You can look at it. The more you play, the better you get. But like, say, like for instance, Johnny was the last one to play. All he did was just beat Derek once, and he wins. Whereas Derek had to beat, whoever it was, Maddie and Olivia and Johnny, and he had to beat everybody. So that was a little weird. But I mean, I like the comp. I thought it was neat. It's different, and I kind of like that. I don't know. I like the setup. Again, I like that the whole medieval stuff. I love that stuff. So I was kind of jealous I didn't get to play in it, to be honest.
How do you feel about it, Cameron?
Dude, I love the fact that this game is it could be broken if you just get out early. Like if you are one of the last ones, because you're up against like Olivia, who doesn't know what they're doing, and Maddie at the very beginning, and you get all that practice, which definitely helped Derek at the end. To carry this. Like, if you were going to try and win this competition, it would probably be to lose that initial
and like
targeting.
We've seen it before. Like, this has happened on like the US seasons like multiple times. Can you hear me? Like, you've been crackling up, but it's happened multiple times on season before. Like Frankie, I think, or maybe it was Caleb. It was Frankie versus Caleb in season 16 or some bullshit, where they had to do the one where they pulled the fucking ropes and that thing went up, and like everyone was going against Frankie, but the fact that he got so much like chance to like practice the thing and like learn how to work the skill shot, like that just made him better. And you're right. Like, I mean, I obviously knew what was going to happen. I knew who won, like, going into this episode. I didn't know what the competition was. But as soon as I saw it, regardless, I'd be like, these kind of competitions, whoever has the most experience usually does better. Because you get more fucking training on a janky-ass rig, and you get to sit there and play with this rig for, it's just, repetition is just the best thing you can do. And to me, how do you break it? Yeah, you just don't hit the middle. Like, that seems so stupid and backwards. Like for a competition, like this is another one where it's like, how do you fix this game? We usually play a game that's called How Do You Break It, where you take one of the competitions and it's like, well, how do you beat this game, essentially? But in some cases, the last two, I feel like we have to do, like, how do you fix it? Because this is broken, in my opinion. Like, this game's already broken from the get-go.
I'll tell you something. Okay, on season 5, we got to practice when we did. It was called balls to the wall. We had to kick a soccer ball to a wall. Okay.
Yeah.
And they actually gave us practice shots before the comp started. Now I don't know if they did that here or not, but I think in a competition like this, they'd probably let them have a few practice shots or something, just to kind of get a feel for it. Because you're right. I mean, if you're playing in all of them, you have so much practice. It's like anything you do. The more you practice, the more feel you get for it, the more comfortable you get. And you're right. So Derek, by the time he gets to Johnny, he's a pro at this. He knows how hard he has to shoot it and how to aim, where Johnny's just learning as he goes.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't know. I don't know if they gave them practice shots or not, but I know they did that on one of the competitions.
And like the U.S. seasons, like we sometimes get like the rig. We'll get like a rig to practice on, where it's like kind of a smaller version of the rig, but like it's kind of like just getting the idea of how it feels, essentially. So I'm guessing that's kind of what they gave you guys. But yeah, see, that's what I was wondering. That's the first thing I thought is like, did they let them practice on this rig? You know, like. But, like, man, getting into it, like, that Game of Thrones shit, I love that shit. And, like, to have, like, 2 people battling is awesome. And the fact that you could literally just, like, fucking be winging shit at your opponent is so good.
Here we go.
We've lost Cameron. His video chat has been gone.
I'm back.
Okay,
I'm sorry about that.
No. I was wondering, like, yeah, you seem a little distant. I think Cameron's mad at me. No, but like just like the fact that you could literally hit your opponent in a veto competition like that, it's just cool to me. Like the fact that you could just sit there and just peg them like a couple times, like I don't know. I thought that was cool. The whole concept was really, really cool.
I'm not a big fan of slingshot competitions in general, because there's a lot of learning curve involved in it, and the fact that Derek had so much practice, he was basically going rounds and rounds of just annihilating people over and over again. It seemed like he was going to win no matter what. Johnny surprised me, the fact that he did so good, like coming back and coming back and almost winning that competition. It would have been amazing if he won, because like him winning would have definitely stirred up the house like a ton, because that's who everybody wants out, and that's who I was rooting for in this competition. So yeah, I wish Johnny would have won this one.
It definitely would have. It would have actually. If Johnny would have won, it would have screwed up, I think, Dela's game a lot, because they'd have to pick a side. They'd have to make another enemy for the week. So yeah, the fact that Derek wins it plays it safe. I still think they're targets next week, no matter what. I think people are gonna take the shot. It's just a matter of time. There's only 7 or 8 people left. I don't know how many there are. But listen, there's a couple pairs in the house. You got to break up the pairs. That's just the way it is. And if you let these showmances ride it this far, they gain momentum, and people are going to want to work with them. It's a tight bond. You always got to break the showmances up. Anybody watching here that's a future house guest, break up the showmans. Got to do it.
Do you think Olivia and Allie are showmans?
That was my next question.
Yes, and I'm gonna
my next question.
And I'm glad you said that, because I played both times I played. I had Bobby was like my bromance showman. It's the same thing.
Yeah, same thing.
And then season 5, I got Kevin. So it's just a pair. I mean, that's just another name for it. It's a pair. You break up a tight pair. And that's the thing, and I'm going to tell you guys, as I'm sure you guys understand, is trust is something you need in that house. If you can trust somebody, you have that one person, that ride or die, that you 100% trust. Like I had Bobby, I had Kev. I trusted them. You need that in that house. And it's someone that is on your side. You need that. And like people like Ryan don't have that. Johnny doesn't have that. Nobody really has that except for Kayla and Derek and Olivia and Alejandra. So you have to break those up. You got to make sure that people lose their number one, that person they can trust, because you have that person in that house. It's a big, big deal. So they really need to be targeted.
A question, guys. McCrae. I'm sorry. I got a question for both of you, because McCrae was in a showmance and you were in a bromance.
Yeah.
Is there one more dangerous than the other? Are you more afraid to target the showmance or the bromance? Like
I'll tell you something. It's more situation. It's all situational. It depends who has the pull. Who has the pull. Like in my season, me and Bobby didn't have the pull, so we weren't considered the bigger threat. It was like, I'll say in season 3, it was Zach and Ashley. It was a showmance that had the more of the pull. So as long as you're a pair and you're not the front line pair, you're doing all right, because you always want to focus the attention to that pair that's kind of standing in front of you.
Well, I will say this. I mean, I think like you're 100% right. Like it's totally situational, but like, if you probably look in all cases, I bet the man and woman pairing is more dangerous because it crosses gender bounds.
For
Like
sure.
genders we've seen in Big Brother are very, very influential. People talk about them all the time. It's always big, like girls versus boys constantly. That's a thing that comes up. And like having someone like double agents that can fucking infiltrate on both sides, I think it could be more deadly. I'm not just trying to brag about my showmans. No. But yeah, no, I think like there's something to be said about gender, like that gender bounds, whatever the fuck. But that's why, like, man, if two gay guys, together, I think that is the best alliance. Will be two gay guys or two lesbians. They would fucking crush. Like, I honestly think that.
Why?
Just because it's like two strong, powerful females in an all-woman alliance. I bet they could like curtail all the problems you've ever had with a female alliance before. Two guys, they're both gonna be probably just powerhouses. Just physically, one might be a smaller guy that can. I don't know. I'm just, I'm just imagining my own dream boyfriends right now.
I'll put it this way, okay? Like I say, it's very, very situational. If you look at this season, we'll use season 6 as an example. If you have Ryan and Marin as a fucking bromance, how dangerous is that pair?
Yeah,
they're not dangerous
exactly.
at all. Like they're not dangerous at all.
Yeah.
But if you have, say, I don't know, two beast guys or two beast girls, like you're saying, that are a pair, it's
and like
it's
even
deadly.
Erica was like fierce. Like Erica was a fucking
For
huge competitor, and then like you add like I don't know. I just think like a two same gender, and then plus they get the like they can pass gender boundaries, talk to the opposite. Like if it's two lesbians, they can talk to boys about how cute these girls are, like that fucking immediately binds people as friends. Man,
I don't know.
I'm just digging a grave. I'm probably gonna be in
I don't think that's like
Twitter jail
it
after this.
matters that much, like if they're lesbian or not.
No,
tell you
I
something,
mean, of
okay?
course it doesn't, but I'm just curious about that. Go on.
If you have a pair that's socially set up better in the house, that's the way it is. You just want to be. If you're set up, say if we're in a bromance, we'll call it me and you. Okay, one of you guys. We'll say McRae. Okay, and you're socially set up. All right, fuck McRae. Cameron's me and you, buddy.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
we're set
that's what I would do.
Right?
Shit.
You're socially set up properly with one side of the house, and I'm socially set up properly with the other side of the house. I can protect you from let's say my side. You protect me from your side, and that's it. That's the nature of the game, is just having enough friends to keep us both safe. So I'll keep you safe from my side, you keep me safe from your side, and we move forward that way. And that's the thing. It's just socially being in the right group or with the right friends in the house that have the right power that can win the comps. That's what it's about, man. So showmance, bromance, whatever mance, it doesn't matter. It's all situational, at least in my opinion.
So who do you think it's targeted? Like if someone not in the show or the bromance this season, who gets targeted? Is it Dela or is it, I don't know if they have the name.
I'll tell you right now, it's gonna be right now the options are Dela and Olivia and Alejandra. That's the people right in the middle. That's a smart bet. They see two people on this side, they see two people on this side. They know the pairs have to get broken up. So depending who wins, you say, hey, this because you obviously want to keep yourself safe too. So this is just the way I see it. I mean, I could be way wrong, but if one side wins, they're obviously going to target Derek and Kayla. If the other side wins, they're going to target Olivia and Alejandra. And that's.
But what if Will wins? That's what I'm talking about. If someone in the middle wins.
Yeah, but is he going to win? Does he need to win? He doesn't need to win. But if he does, I don't know. Who's he closer with? I don't even know.
I thought I was reading a bunch of stuff about him, like, just going after Ryan, like, hating Ryan. Like, his, like, number one attack target is Ryan. But to me, that's not a bad attack target because, like, literally everyone's on that same train, where it's like, oh, yeah, Ryan's coming after me, and I guess I'm going to go after him. Like, you're not on anyone else's target then, or target list, where it's like, That's awesome. They need each other to be targeting each other to survive in the game, essentially, because then you guys are off of everyone's radar, essentially, because everyone knows that Dela is the bigger fish to fry.
See, I'll tell you something. Right now, there's only a few people that need to win competitions. There's so many people in the middle that are just there. They're numbers. They're everybody's numbers. And there's a few people that have to win for their life and then take the shots. And there's always those people in the middle that's going to jump back and forth depending who has the power. And it's been that way the whole season, the whole way. So and again, I don't want to talk about season 5, but that's how it was in season 5. You had 5 people right in the middle, and you had 2 pairs battling it out. That's how it is. When people know who your targets are, it makes it more dangerous for you because they can play off that and they know that they're safe and blah blah blah.
And never worry about talking about your own season, because I'm the king of just constantly talking about my season. Yep, I'm good at it. So don't ever worry about that. That's how
I
you
got a
frame
question.
it. Yeah, let's do it.
Well, what is this 86 Alliance? Like, what is this? It makes no sense to me. I don't understand the name. Usually they go over a name segment, but all of a sudden there's an 86 Alliance, and the pairing doesn't make sense either. I'm just confused on the whole thing.
I don't know. I saw it on I don't know. Were they born in '86? I don't know. I don't know if that's. I don't know what it was.
That's the
What
best
it
guess.
is? That is a
How
good
old
guess.
are they?
I don't know.
But then they're like older than me, 30s.
Oh wait, yeah.
Yeah.
If they're born in '80, that means they'd be what, 32? Yeah, no, they're not 32. No, they're in their 20s. So I don't know. I honestly don't know what it is. Just
Okay. 86 line.
What do you think of the
86.
Alliance,
Wait,
though?
are there waiters? They're waiters, right?
What is-
Who's the 86 Alliance? Please explain this to me. Can you? I didn't even hear this. Was this on the episode?
Yeah, this was on the episode.
Fuck,
It
I was
was-
making a bunch of beans. Sorry, I missed a little bit of stuff because I was making so many beans.
Kayla, Derek, Maddie, and
Paris.
Paris? Yeah, I think it was
Kayla's,
Paris.
Derek, Maddie, and Paris. Who was the
Yeah.
one that was saying that they were a waiter? Kayla?
Kayla.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
she won, like,
I think
waiter of
86.
year.
Yeah, 86 is when you boot people. When you boot people from your establishment, they get 86th. Or this tray is 86th. Is that chat? Can you back me up on that? I think that's what it is. So that's actually a decent name.
That's pretty awesome.
I know. I think that might be a decent name for an alliance. Like the 86ers are, just like booting people left and right. I don't know. I think I might be fucking drunk, but I don't know. I think that's real.
I feel like if that's true, they should have explained it, because not everybody in the world is a waiter or a waitress.
Well,
I never heard of that.
No, I agree. Where it's like Canada, this is the perfect opportunity to be like, all right, tell me what a fucking 86 is,
Yeah.
Like, well, because that's,
And then it would
that's like one of the most
show.
original fucking names I've heard in so long, or like something that's not that bad, I think that's easily one of the best we've had in a while. I don't know.
Yeah. Definitely better than the moving company.
Fucking right?
Definitely better than
I'm
the
in-
chop shop.
Chop, baby. So good. Oh man, so good.
So good, but so bad.
Oh,
Man. So
yeah.
good, but so
It's the
bad.
best
Oh
part.
man.
We should just fucking have a company together that's a moving company and a chop shop. Like
The
literally.
moving chop shop.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Spencer literally has a fucking moving company. He literally has a moving company.
That's awesome.
Yep, it's I think that's so amazing to me.
That's awesome.
Yeah. You reap what you
That's-
sow. Let's see. Where are we at? Yeah, I don't know. That POV competition though, that thing was fucking cool. Sorry to bring
Do you
it back
like
to that.
tournament? Do you
What
like
is it?
tournament brackets, Bruno? Like where they have like
Yeah.
essentially time to practice? I'm sorry if I missed this and you guys talked about this
No.
before the.
we kind of like brushed about like how it's obvious that the person that gets to go the whole time wins ass, but like, yeah, I don't know. What do you think of that, Bruno?
Well, which part? Sorry, which?
I mean, like, what do you think of fucking like that draft style or that tournament style?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I
Like,
mean,
is it-
it's,
Essentially,
else are
is
you
it
gonna do?
beneficial for Johnny to be the first, like to be in the final round?
okay. So
Essentially, like, would you?
Yeah, so so Derek gets a lot of practice by playing, and he starts with he had a couple of weak competitors. Maddie, I mean, you could see she could barely do it. He had a couple of weak targets, and he's practicing, so he's getting good while he's playing against them. And then there's Johnny on the sideline with no practice, no idea. Here, buddy, he had no idea. And so by the time Derek gets to Johnny, he's a pro at this, and he knows how to shoot and he knows how to aim. So I think he had a huge advantage. But if you look at it the other way, he had so many people to beat before he got to Johnny. So it's like, I mean, if it was harder competitors on the way, it would have been a little different story. But he had kind of an easy route there. So.
But what we really were talking about was how we fix it, or how we fix it. Did you hear that part, Cameron? How would you do it? How would you fix that game? Because that is the problem.
If I was there,
the last person, it is an advantage to a degree, but also like we've seen every instance of this kind of thing happen in Big Brother US. I don't know if they have done it in Canada before, but like we've seen it always fucking fail this exact way. And like
Bowl Arena, the dice one.
I don't think US ever wants to fix it because that tells the perfect fucking story. Like if you know how a story goes, it's the underdog fucking pulls his way through all the competition. Like literally you can't get a better story than this competition every fucking time, like it's too bad that Derek wasn't actually the underdog, because it would have been fucking amazing if Johnny was in this position, made his way through. That's a good ass story to tell.
So if you're up there,
fix that.
If you're up there, I think what you got to do is you got to like just tank that first thing and be like, I need to get all the practice in the world to win.
But do you think you would have did that? Do you think you would have done that? You would have went up there and fucking tanked it? Yes. Any of you two.
No.
Like, I wouldn't have done it. Fuck no. I'm too competitive where I'm like, no, I'm going to sink this motherfucker. Fuck all y'all.
Yeah.
Like,
especially if you're on the line too, yeah.
Exactly.
You're
and
fuck
like,
that,
hindsight is always 20/20. So you really can't blame him. And everyone that's like, oh yeah, I would have fucking just shanked it. Like bullshit. Like,
and like honestly, it's not like he did terrible.
No, he was really close. But again, I really do think that like Derek's like constant working at it, like that's what paid off. That's what paid the bills, in my opinion. I don't know.
I thought it was funny how they had Kayla and Will running around in jester outfits like freaking clowns.
I didn't see her, she did not look like her. I don't know why. I was like, who is that? I was like, that is not. Literally, no drinks in me. I was like, who is that? But that's sweet. I'm glad that they gave them costumes and were like, all right, you do work now. Like, I'm glad they didn't
shag the balls.
Yeah, exactly. Shag the balls is right. What else do we have? Again, I was kind of like in and out of this, like just because I was making a lot of beans.
What are you making beans for? Are you like a Chipotle over there?
No,
What's going on?
I'm trying to save money. Okay, so here's my explanation. Okay. I'm trying to save money for Canada, obviously. I spent a shit ton on the tickets. So now I'm just I'm soaking my own beans. I'm cooking my own beans. I'm doing the whole fucking homestead action. It's fucking the Wild West in this son of a bitch. Like, I'm doing that and like, I'm eating fucking just peanut butter and jellies. I'm pretty much like, I'm on Slop. I'm on Survivor. Like, I'm seriously, I'm just like, I'm going to save money for Canada so I can just go all out, balls out. Like,
it's going to be a good time, man. It's going to be a good time.
Exactly.
We got to bring, hey, Bruno, have you ever done an escape room? We're getting off track.
Oh, buddy, I love them, man. I love them.
Yeah?
Oh,
we gotta do one when we're out there.
100%.
That's what I'm thinking. We have to, you're in Thursday. We have to do one either Friday or Thursday night, maybe, I think.
I know Kevin wants to do one. Bob will do one. I know. We can get an easy, good crew to do it.
Yep. We're going to fucking... We easily have to pick the hardest one because we're going to stomp through so hard. It's fucking game.
Perfect.
Oh, I'm pumped. Yeah. Holy shit, boys. Okay, what else we got to talk about here? I literally want to just punch some stuff right now. I want to go fight something. I'm so pumped up. I want to escape everything.
Here's what we should talk about. That ridiculous plan that Alejandra and Olivia had. What was that plan at all? It made no sense to me, and I'm glad Johnny didn't follow it, because it was basically like, oh, throw us under the bus, see what happens. What the fuck is that?
the way I saw that her mind space was, right? So she's telling Johnny, go up. Basically, she's saying, be my ears, be my gopher. Go get some information for me. Go talk to Derek and Kayla. Throw my name under the bus and tell me what he says about me. Is he going to defend me and say, no, I can't do that? Or is he going to say, yeah, that's a good idea. Let's get her out. I think that was her mindset. Again, I don't know. It didn't happen, but I mean, even if he does say, yeah, sure, I'll put her under the, like, what does it really matter? You know what I mean? He's just going to tell him whatever he wants to tell him. But I think that's the way I got it, was that she's telling him, hey, go tell him that you're going to come after us and let me know what he says, kind of, so I see his mindset. And that's the way I saw it. I mean, I could be off, but that's how I.
How does that help Johnny, though? It doesn't help Johnny.
Well, I think what she's saying is, if you tell me, like, if I'm Derek, okay, so if he tells Derek, I'm going to go after Ali and Olivia for you, you don't have to do it. I'll take the shot for you. Just keep me here, and I'll be the one to do it, kind of thing. That's the way I saw it. But again, I mean, we don't know what happened. It didn't happen, so we don't know how it's going to turn out.
Is that like the craziest strategy I've ever heard? Like, hey, go up there, throw me under the bus, and I'll work with you. Come on, baby, go for it. Like, it made no sense. I don't know. I can understand the fact that she was like fishing for intel, like, ooh, are they really with me? Should we turn our back against them? But it's like, all right, if they are with you, now what? Now, all right, sorry, Johnny, they didn't react the way I wanted them to. You're out.
It would get him a little bit of information. I mean, is it good information? Who knows? But yeah, I mean, he was smart not to do that, I think, because she was basically using him at that moment just for information, not really caring about his game, just kind of using him to get some information. He decided not to do it. Good on him. It was the right move for sure.
Yeah, but I don't really think the way that he approached it, talking to them, it was like that, like, convincing either. It was basically like, hey, my back's against the wall. I don't have anybody in this house. I had Erica and she's gone now. Like, welcome to the club. There's a ton of people in here that are saying the exact same thing. He's been on the block for 4 weeks. Maddie, who's with Maddie? I don't know. It just feels like there's a ton of people on there in this house that are lone wolves, and using that, like, moving forward, you're really just preaching to like everybody's saying that. It doesn't make sense. Like, I don't know what he can say to get out of this, but I don't think that he approached it the right way. And when he's like, oh, I've got them thinking about it, like, Derek and Kayla are really just saying what anybody would say. It's like, yeah, I gotta mull over my options, because if I don't, I'm an idiot.
Yeah, for sure. And that's the thing. When options arise in that house, you gotta look them over. That's just the way it is. You're right. They're saying the right thing to them. Yeah, I gotta look over my options. And they'd be crazy not to. They'd be crazy to shut that door and say, no, I'm not gonna do it. That's just crazy. So then, you know what? I think you're right. I don't know. The way he did it was kind of whatever. But I'm kind of, I don't even want to say impressed, but I'm liking the way Derek's kind of handling things this weekend, which I'm kind of surprised. But I think he's doing a good job this week. I think he's handling it really well. He's not being cocky about it, at least I don't think. And just the way he's talking to people, I mean, to me, he's doing a good job. I think he's doing well for sure.
Yeah, it definitely seems good. I just worry about fucking, like, man, he wasn't a comp threat at all before this week. Literally, everyone thought he was fucking, you know, just piece of meat. Sexy as a hell. But no.
Tell me what you really think. Tell me how you really feel, man.
But, like, the thing is that it's just like, like, what does? Now he has fucking, like, 2 strikes, like, in the same week. That looks dangerous, no matter who you are. Like, that always looks dangerous. You fucking strike twice. Like, even, like, just the way that he beat Johnny was so masterful. I don't know, where it's just like, this dude has skill. There's no doubt about it. Like, though he hasn't, it even builds the case of being like, well, he's probably through everything before this. Like, the dude is decent. Like, I don't know. Like, yeah, to me, it's just like, I was a person that fucking won them both, and that's not necessarily a good look, and especially in the middle of the game. I mean, but also, you do need to fucking start hanging your hat on things. So was it a good idea for him to, like, he needs to start making a name for himself?
There's been a lot of HOHs this season that have won their respective vetoes, which it doesn't make any sense to me. But if that's the way this house is rolling, like, you gotta just roll with it. It doesn't seem to have really targeted anybody before. So why would you expect it to happen now? I feel like right now there's only a couple of competition threats, and you put Johnny, who is one, up there. So and he's only really won two competitions, and one was a mental comp with a 50-50 tiebreaker at the end that you could just say, hey, I didn't know the answer. Like, it's that simple. So the only actual one was the veto competition where he's fighting against Johnny. I could see both of these competitions being brushed under the rug and being like, all right, it's not as big of a deal because Johnny has won more competitions than him already. So
For sure.
Well, yeah, doesn't Ryan have just as many wins too? I think there's a couple of vetoes he won or something. I don't know, whatever it is.
I think it's probably
he
but
saved
like,
himself in a D.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, Paris hasn't won anything. Maddie hasn't won anything. Olivia hasn't won anything. Will hasn't won anything. There's a lot of people that haven't won anything. And then then you have like Ryan's won a couple, Derek's won a couple, Johnny's won a couple, Olivia's won a couple. I think everyone else hasn't won anything. Kayla's won. That's right. So I think everyone's kind of on par with competitions wins at this point, except for Johnny might be ahead. I don't know.
Johnny's ahead. Johnny's got like 4, yeah.
Yeah, so
that's actually an interesting like mechanic or like just a feeling in the game where it's just like, well, everyone's pretty on par. You know, whatever it just depends on whatever skill set game comes up. Essentially, you know, like that's kind of interesting. That's weird. Definitely weird. I think that's a very interesting thing about both HOHs and winning HOH and veto. Like, that does seem like it's happened more than ever in this season. I like that.
Yeah.
That's cool. Interesting. What were you going to say, Bruno? Sorry, I cut you off. Yeah, fuck it.
I don't think it's really that cool.
What? And then he just broke up and his face looks demonic.
I don't think it's like that. It adds much in veto same time.
You're breaking up, Cameron. Are you back?
There he is.
Are you back?
Hey, yeah,
Okay.
I don't know what's going on with my internet. I'm sorry, guys. But I said I don't really think it adds much more to the game if an HOH wins the veto. I feel like it just makes the game more slow-paced,
It's
boring.
It's fucking boring as hell. Yeah, it sucks because there's no shakeups and nothing happens.
Has a veto been used? Like, I'm trying to think if one has been used.
This season.
On Maddie, wasn't it? No. Yeah, someone used it on Maddie, didn't they?
Oof. I can't tell you.
To backdoor.
I can't even remember, man. Maddie's just very unrememberable.
No, I don't know what it was. I think
She
Maddie
really
got
is. Was she even in this episode? To be honest, like,
No.
I love her. She's in my draft. I love her. Like, I'm in the same boat as
She's
you
in my
now.
draft.
But like, man, I haven't seen her in this episode. But also, that's not bad. That's not a bad thing necessarily. But literally,
No,
she has zero fucking presence on the show.
Now here's the thing. I'm glad you said that. When people think that the people that are getting all the airtime are actually in the lead, and that's actually kind of far from the truth because they're usually the ones that are fighting the hardest because they're treading water, they're fighting for their life every day, which isn't bad. They're playing the game, but if you're not getting airtime, that means you're not in danger. Nobody really cares to talk about you, which isn't bad. It means you're there for another week and another week, another week. The more you're being talked about, the more airtime you're getting is not necessarily a good thing. So
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Ryan is the best example of that. He's got so much airtime.
especially the last couple weeks for sure.
Oh my god.
What do you think about that, Bruno? What do you think about his airtime? Like, okay, so like you said it literally like where you were like you didn't give him a fucking slight of day or the time of day, and then like this last episode, I think we can all point to this last episode as being like an edit fucking parfait of just like, and look at Ryan, he's also like, oh, he loves his family. Like, it was just like everything great about Ryan, you know?
Yeah.
Like, do you think that that has influenced you at all? Because I can say that it definitely has influenced me, but at the same time, I mean, I don't know. What do you think about that? Because you know what I'm getting at, right? Or like
I'm not watching the feeds, so everything I see, all the influences I have on all the characters is based on the show.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess it is kind of working on me because here's the thing too, though. Like I said, I've been in that situation, and to have nobody, and to literally be the guy that when people walk in or when you walk in the room, they leave. Nobody wants to talk to you. Everyone says how weird you are.
Yep.
I feel for the guy. I feel for him on a personal level, and because I've been through the situation where I've been in the house. I know what that guy feels like.
Mhm.
Man, like I feel for him. I think that's why I'm pulling for him a little bit more.
Yeah.
And plus, you know what, man? It's just I find at this point he's easier to cheer for than other characters and other players.
Mhm.
So yeah, I don't know.
No,
I'm
I
like,
definitely feel like a definite shift in the Twitter sphere where it's like he was not so great. No one really liked him, and I was definitely on board with that. And then now everyone likes him, and like even this week, it seems like now that we know like Derek wins it, he keeps it the same. You know, like even still, it feels like people are really pulling for Ryan, which is like really like if you juxtapose that with like season or the week one, it's just like you couldn't have guessed that people would be on this dude's side. I think it's fun and interesting.
Is it because people are being like satirical? Like people are just joking about being Team Ryan?
I think that's definitely a thing.
I think a lot of
That
it is.
Yeah, that is
I'll also tell you
definitely
something. I think, and this is, you know, after the show and besides the fact that I think Ryan is actually kind of a normal person, and I think that's why he's, you know, people are kind of against him because he's not that like edgy guy or that, you know, aggressive guy or whatever, like aggressive player, guy, girl, whatever, doesn't matter. He's just a normal person. He's not there to try to start fights and do this and that. And on the outside world, I'm sure he's a great guy and he's going to be someone that we're all going to love, man, and like really love to hang out and talk to the guy because he's like a normal person. But in the house, it just doesn't translate right to the TV and to the show. And that's usually the case, is the out there people, the wild people, the, you know, the people that are aggressive or whatever are usually favorites, whereas the normal people are like, I forget, like look at Maddie, I bet you she's super normal, and you know what though, like it's hard to cheer for her, you know what I mean? It's just that's just the nature of the beast, the show itself. So
that's very, very true. It's the show favors like the fucking insane people, like
for sure,
just like
the personalities,
exactly, and like the real regular people are usually the people that are like in the sidelines, the people that are very quiet, like, you know, like they don't get screen time and they don't get love, and it is kind of a bummer. And that is why I feel for Ryan also, where it's like I definitely am, where it's like, oh yeah, he's a weirdo like me, like I get it, like I totally fucking get him. But yeah,
like I could see him, man, Xboxing with us in a few months, man. I can see it.
I wonder. I think he's probably like out of that age range. He's like in the Spencer era. I don't know, but like I don't know. I guess
We'll pull him in, buddy. We'll pull him in.
we'll make the move. Oh fuck yes. Yeah, I don't know. What else happens? I mean, what's the next step for Derek? Like, he doesn't, like, where does he coach the house to go? Obviously he has no power, but like, what is he telling everyone to do?
I feel like he was very inoffensive this HOH, which is really good. It's not like he was trying to dictate who should vote for who. He's really just like being like, hey guys, these guys are definitely up. They don't really agree with who I want to get out in the future. Like, it's not like he's really shaking up the house that much. I feel like he played this HOH really well. So,
yeah, I agree. I think he did well. Like you said, he wasn't aggressive and all that stuff. The way I see it, I think people's targets are all lined up no matter what. Everyone's going to tell the HOH what they want to hear. Oh, yeah, I'll go after this person, that person. But in reality, everyone has their targets lined up for next week. Like I said, a few people don't have to win. A few people do have to win. It all just matters. It depends on who wins. That's all.
Yep.
Like if Olivia wins and Alejandro wins, they're probably gonna take the shot. I mean, they'd be crazy not to.
They have to.
They have to. And if Kayla wins, I'm sure she's gonna take the shot back or something. Who knows? But I mean,
you think so?
Who knows? They're a pair. I mean, people got to break up pairs. I mean, that's the way. I mean, I would see it. You got to break up pairs. If you keep people vulnerable and alone, and they don't have that number one, people are just scramble. That's the nature of the beast. That's the way I see it.
No, if you're Olivia and Alejandra, you need that other pair, though. You're not going to target them.
Absolutely. You need them, but it's not going to happen. For sure it's not going to happen. Because the numbers, everyone's going to tell one side to target the other couple, and everyone's going to tell that couple to target the other couple, and it's the house wants this, when in reality it's the middle. The house is always the middle. They're controlling everything. So it's the house wants us to go after you guys, we have to go after you. Oh, the house wants us to go after you, we have to go after you.
Okay,
that's
so
just the way it is.
The better question is, what does Kayla and Derek do on their exit? Do they try to fucking ally as hard as they can with Olivia and Alejandro? Like, do they just like, do they put all their eggs in that basket, or they try to find the outsiders, bring them in to go after that pair? Like, what is Dela's next move? Bruno.
Yes,
Yes.
sorry.
Sorry.
I'll be honest. I think they're screwed if they do. They're screwed if they don't. I think they're the next target, regardless. I think they can try to do what they want. I just think there's too many people in the middle that are controlling on who goes on the block, and it's the house vote. And I think they're screwed either way.
If you're in that position, what do? You're Derek, let's say.
Okay, I tried it last year. I tried it on season 5. It was there was me and Kevin, and there was Ika and Dimitri, and there was 5 people in the middle. And I told them, I said, guys, it's literally we're against you guys, you're against us, and there's 5 people that are feeding the fire. How is there 5 people right in the middle when there's 4 people playing the game? I said, we're doing this to ourselves, and we're letting them do this to us. And that's literally what it was. It's a couple against a couple, and everyone else in the middle just saying, "No, we'll go after them. No, we'll go after them." And it's just they're fueling that fire, and it doesn't matter. They're controlling the game because they have the numbers, regardless. Like I say, I think Derek and Kayla are, even if they pair up with Ellie and Olivia, they're screwed.
They're weeks behind, essentially. What you're saying is they should have had these fucking relationships set up weeks before.
Yeah, I think they're listen. If they didn't win HOH this week, I think one of them was going to go home. That's just the way it is. And I think the minute they don't win power, I think they're going to go on the block. That's the way. I mean, again, things change. Things do change. But as I see it now, absolutely.
Interesting stuff.
That's how I feel as well. Like, there's no way out of this for them. They have to basically win out, which is what Dimitri, Ika, and Kevin. Well, not Ika, but Dimitri and Kevin had to basically do just to make it all the way to the end.
Absolutely.
If they didn't win out, they would have been out immediately. So, and I feel like that's the position that they have found themselves in. Not because like they're incredible comp beasts, but because they are the only targets out there right now.
They're the main pair of them, and that's the way I see it too. I mean, again, we don't know. We don't know what's going to happen. Anything can happen. There's still that tomb thing, which who knows?
Yeah.
There's the tomb. I don't know. There's supposed to be some twist with the tomb or something. Some ghost.
I don't know what this is.
Okay, yeah. So like, it's been going around. Hamster Watch shared like photos of like them fucking around with that tomb. They kind of hinted at it in the beginning of the season, where it's like this tomb is gonna fucking unleash some demons that are gonna fuck shit up. It's gonna be crazy.
That's word for word, but yeah.
Yeah, really, they bleeped it all out. It was fucking like the greatest
they say
moment.
that stuff every year.
No,
it's
but like they're not gonna back out. They built a whole rig that has a coffin in the middle of this catacombs. There's no way they're not gonna unleash some sort of weird demon zombie, something crazy. I don't know. Something's gonna happen for sure with that. But yeah, Hamster Watch posted pictures of them fucking around with that sarcophagus.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
So like something's gonna happen. Something
it could be this week.
Eventually.
It could be 2 weeks.
I'm guessing they were like adjusting the lights or something. I don't know. Who knows? I think that's it. I think fucking we've taken enough of Bruno's fucking time. This motherfucker needs to get to sleep.
It's all good, man.
No, you got them works in the mornings. I don't know. I like Cameron. What else you got? Do you think?
No, we're good. Unless if Bruno, do you watch Survivor at all? Or
no, you know what? This is the first year I haven't watched it. I heard it's pretty good.
Can you? Do you want to bear with us while we do a Survivor minute?
Do it.
It's shit. I think there's one of the contestants is in our chat right now. I don't know. What did you think of this episode? I thought it was fucking. It was good. A lot of Laurel play. I have a friend that's on the season this time, Bruno.
Nice.
Yeah, which is
awesome.
Real cool.
Is she still in it right now?
Yeah, she is. She made the merge, all that shit. Yeah, she's.
Sir Don was in the chat.
What's her name?
Today?
She's Laurel. Sir Don. Yeah, Sir Don is in the chat. He was watching the show. He's he's also he made the merge and everything.
Awesome, buddy.
It's fucking nuts.
I heard it's a good season. Actually, this is the first one I haven't watched, and I have to binge watch it, so I will be watching it.
Yeah,
it's a great season.
Then
I don't want to talk it with Bruno. I don't want to spoil things.
Good call. Yeah, we should
go for it, man. Go for it.
No. We'll wait. We'll fucking do it for tomorrow's episode.
Away from you.
We'll do it. No.
You've had enough of me.
No. Literally, like Bruno, you've been a fucking phenomenal guest. You can.
But I always love talking to you guys. Like, these are my boys, guys.
No.
These two are my boys.
Oh, thank you.
No, you're a fucking, because I love it that you're just gonna get in there and fucking give your opinion. That's fucking like a lot of problem is like a lot of people just like want to pussyfoot around and like Bruno, you're gonna mix it up.
Yeah, because
I'll say it, man. I don't
you're gonna
care.
say it exactly.
it's like people are like, oh, I'm gonna meet them eventually, but it's like, hey, you know, if you sign up for the show, you're signing up to get ridiculed. You know what you're talking about, so.
Yeah, for sure.
Bruno, what do you got to plug?
You know what? Actually, guys, I'm trying to build my YouTube. I just got into it a little bit. YouTube, it's Bruno Aiello. Check it out, guys. I do weekly recaps. If you like what you hear, check it out. Hit that sub button. I'm doing a lot of archery tag videos too. They're cool. Check it all out, man. It's awesome. So definitely, I like to interact with everyone. Leave a comment. I answer everybody back. So I'm into it for sure.
Yeah, I'll try to throw a link up somewhere. I'll try to retweet your links. But yeah,
Cool.
fucking go follow Bruno's show. Obviously, if you watch tonight, you can tell this motherfucker knows what he's talking about. He's got a fucking great idea about the game. This is someone that you want to hear their opinions. Yeah, Bruno, goddamn
Thanks, man.
legend.
Actually, I want to tell you guys something, man. This is truth. This is truth. When I auditioned for season 3, I binge watched On the Block. I fucking binge watched it, man. It helped me. I'm telling you guys, man. This is
so
the show.
good.
What's up? I straight up binge watched the
Yes.
shit out of On the Block.
We
It's
love
pretty
it. We
awesome.
love that. Yeah, that's
man.
it had nothing to do with me. It was all Spencer.
Actually, it was cool. Yeah. No, you guys are
Cameron's
good, man.
good, yeah.
Honest to God.
Cameron's
Yeah,
got
no,
big shoes
Cameron's
to
good,
fill.
man. He knows what's up.
No, exactly.
I'm sorry, I've been lagging a lot today. I can't really
And then he
freezes.
lags.
too much.
And then he literally lags.
Yeah, it was.
You're you're dying.
As
There
you
we
said
go.
that, your screen literally froze.
Oh my
God damn it!
It's that Chicago shit. You gotta get fucking Manny Ramuel or whatever.
I can't wait to meet you in Canada, Bruno. It's been a blast for sure.
Man, I can't wait. We've gamed together and stuff, so he's my boy. But I can't wait to meet you, man. We're definitely gonna have a couple drinks in Barrie or wherever it is. So we'll do it.
Yes.
Sweet.
Cameron, what do you got to plug?
Just follow me on Twitter and Instagram at CameronHerd210. I swear I'm not lagging there. It's everything.
No, it was good. It was perfect.
Yeah, that's perfect, buddy.
Oh my god, the shoutouts button just makes the Ryan balloons go up and down. Shout out to hamsterwatch.com for all your feeds needs. Shout out to bmx/tv.net for all of your live feeds and live shows, airings for America. Riley Rage for the SoundCloud. Oh, we didn't use Riley Rage. God damn it. This is a shit show. Thank you for everyone for fucking watching. All the people that were sharing on Twitter today. Literally, the best way that you can support this show, if you do not have money to support the show, the best way to support the show is by sharing it through Reddit, through Facebook, through Twitter, sharing it all the time. I'll retweet it, all that kind of stuff. Like, if you can't support us monetarily, like, you can support us through that kind of stuff. We appreciate it so much. Literally, the camera or the production, I think, on this episode has been top notch, if I do say so myself.
I'm gonna have to re-listen to that intro. I'm sorry.
Re-listen to the intro, but like literally, I was switching cameras the whole entire time this episode. I think I was fucking like killing it. But yes, thank you guys. Literally, the more and more it comes in, the more and more it makes me excited about doing this show. The more and more I want to fucking put in. Thank you guys so much. On behalf of Bruno and Cameron, my name's McCrae, and we'll see you guys next time on the block. Goodbye.
See you guys later.
It comes